Hey there, welcome to Giants Tarot with me, Elizabeth, on November 24. At Giants Tarot, we just read things out that have been written about every day of the year. There is so much written about each day of the year. So we'll kick straight off with Sagittarius Temperance. The sun remains in Sagittarius until December 21, and Temperance is the tarot emblem or card or insignia, whichever you want to call it, for Sagittarius. The main readings for Temperance and also the first decade of Temperance, which is the Eight of Wands, they're both up separately. You can have a look at those if you wish. Temperance, I've got a couple of notes here. It's alchemy. It's the reverse of individual actions. Can this actually happen? Can individual actions be reversed? It's a bit to think about, isn't it, while you're sitting on the bus? And this is about association. Association. It's also an interesting word or an interesting concept to think about throughout this time. How different things are associated with different things, and it's not all apples and oranges, it's, apple trees and buildings, however it goes off in your mind. Okay, so the next thing is, I have a reading here for a Sagittarius 5, which is the 6, which is the November 24. Your life promises to be pleasant and easygoing because your personality attracts friends and admirers who bask in the sunshine of your cheerfulness and charm. You are one of the nice people who help the rest of us get through a difficult week with your conviviality and spark. It's not me, folks. It's not me. It's the giants. You are a good mixer, a good host or hostess, a lover of travel, a community focal point. Your talents as a social star have a peculiarly advantage. You tend not only to mix well on your own social level, but also get along with celebrities. It is as if not only you remain at ease around the great and famous, but your relaxed approach to them also puts them at ease and reassures them that they won't be gawked at or treated with unnerving deference. That's why you are never intimidated by bosses, never cowed by teachers, and don't hesitate to ask the most popular person in your class for a date. Okay, the Eight of Wands. A couple of notes here. This is actually this energy is with us until the 2nd of December. It's a time of hastiness, speed, movement, action, travel, freedom, holiday, taking off, gaining momentum, and thinking on your feet. You got it? So kick into high gear. Now for some cartomancy. The birth emblem for the 24th of November is the Nine of Hearts. The birth emblem for the 24th of November is the Nine of Hearts, which in cartomancy is sometimes referred to as the wish card. The dictionary defines wish as yearn, desire, crave, inclination. Inclination, that's a good word for the Nine of Hearts. So let's start there. What is the inclination of the Nine of Hearts? Well, looking up into the heavens for guidance and understanding, we learn the card above it is the Seven of Diamonds. So the pieces of the puzzle are 9 hearts, 7 diamonds. In numerology, remember that 9 is the number of wise and experienced objectivity. The 9 brings universal love into the mix. 9 is not given as many opportunities as other numbers. Getting to the end of the single-digit sequence is a massive victory, and like all veterans, the 9 knows and tries to look after the surrounding community. The 9 knows enough to know that there is no doubt enough to keep community chugging along, but perhaps not enough to allow luxuries for self. When the emotional and loving 9 of hearts looks up into the questioning and analytical 7 of diamonds, universal love, the 9 of hearts, encounters intellectual energy. The 7 of diamonds is a card of negotiation, measuring, sorting out, and perhaps some gossip. You can assess and measure all you like, but universal love calls to action. And yes, universal love will surely keep the community chugging along. There is always an inclination to desire something personal, just for oneself, but there may not be enough to guarantee it. The 9 of hearts will never starve, but a wish is allowed. It would be nice, but maybe it won't happen. The 7 of diamonds indicates that flexibility is required. Is this why the 9 of hearts is called the wish card? Universal love penetrates every plan, exchange, wish. As is stated so eloquently in Donnelly Fitzgerald's book, Your Place in the Cards, you must love your neighbour as yourself, and don't forget that he lives all over the world. I've come without the numerology, folks. Bear with me. Numerology. And I'll tell you why I've come without it. Oh, I was just going to say because I can't find it, but I found it. Found it! Okay, so the mission for 24 is a natural mother or teacher, for love is concentrated on family and loved ones. You may be asked to care for elderly people. Would make an excellent nurse or doctor. A natural cook. Develop interest in the community, doing civic work. A solid citizen, but sometimes inclined to be stubborn or argumentative. A pleasant speaking voice, could specialise in singing. Should go after what you want personally and not resort to writing letters or telephoning. You got that one? Watch for the negative tendencies of jealousy, laziness, fault-finding and worry. Angel number 24 is an expression of encouragement and enthusiasm from your angels that you should continue on your present path. Okay, there's more. Angel number 24 contains many possible messages from Spirit concerning your present spiritual and material path. Trust your inner wisdom and innate abilities, and your success will be assured. I've got caterpillars eating my kale. I've sprayed them 3 times. I hit them with chili yesterday. They don't seem to be standing up after that, if indeed caterpillars stand up. Angel number 24 can also be said to contain a message from our angels about balance. Attention to both our outer and our inner lives. It's about cooperation, diplomacy, and balance, which are needed as you seek to develop your personal talents and gifts in the service of others. Bit wishy-washy, but you know, I'll do more research. More research, Elizabeth. Okay, Glenville Kleiser for November 24 says, cultivate fineness of character. Seemingly small things often have large consequences. I said that, not Glenville. A foolish slip of speech, an empty laugh, an ungainly position, an unkind or irrelevant remark, an unpleasant mannerism, or an undignified habit may unconsciously lower you in the estimation of others. Life is made up largely of trifles. To win and retain the esteem of your fellow men, you must be discriminating in your thoughts and actions. Culture depends upon constant alertness. How does he think this stuff up? Isn't he amazing? Be on strict guard against undesirable habits, which would injure you in the eyes of other men. If you now have any such habits, take radical and prompt means to correct them. Begin by making a written list today of the things you wish to eradicate from your personal character. The Theosophical Society says for the 24th of November, and you are unable yet to realize why we did this and that. Believe me that you will learn someday when you know better, that it was all brought on by yourself. The birthday book says, this is the birthday of those who do best in occupations that call for plenty of movement. It favours travelling agents, salesmen, sailors, airmen. A happy gift of humour is shown, but this should be exercised with restraint, lest jokes are taken in serious vein. Advantages come from friendly hints and tips. A loyal and somewhat impulsive partner is indicated. And from 365 Things to Know, what is the equator? The equator is a circle drawn around the globe, midway between the north and south poles, dividing the earth into two. Along this line, the sun is directly overhead at noon at the equinoxes, March 22 and September 2022. It is from the equator that we measure our lines of latitude, north and south. The equator measures 24,902 miles in length and is the longest line which can be drawn around the earth. Crossing the equator, or crossing the line, is always a great event on board passenger ships, and special ceremonies are held, usually involving the shaving and ducking of a passenger by a crew member dressed as King Neptune. Well, I've written a better thing than that about the equator. Maybe one day I'll read it to you. I want you to have a great day. I hope there's some ideas here to help you solve a problem or two, or create some really great new thing. All you got to do is be the giant you want to see. Love yous. I do.